Tonight on KSTV, Kent State students take action over Senate Bill 1 as part of National Day of Action for Higher Education.
Kent State hopped on an AI trend this week, the reactions of the Kent State community and the new questions about AI-generated art.
While driving through neighboring cities, drivers may notice flock cameras, how this technology could come to Kent in the future.
2 people are dead and at least 5 are injured from the shooting at Florida State University. Live updates as Kent Stater TV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Portage County. I'm Hayden Cruz.
And I'm Sydney Brown. Thank you for joining us. We start tonight with updates from the Center of Visual Arts, where a student exhibit has been taken down after receiving major backlash.
That's right, Sydney. The artwork was part of the BFA senior thesis and depicted elected political figures' decapitated heads on stakes with the phrase, quote, "We only need to be lucky once."
The university set up a wrapped scaffolding around the artwork with a discretion warning about the graphic nature of the piece. In a statement, Kent State says the student has agreed to remove the display and the university supports their decision. And the work of arts and the faculty are going to resolve the situation. An event took place on campus today to repeal Senate Bill 1 and get signatures on a petition against SB 1.
KSTV Sophia Elena was at the event to learn more about the petition and the event. Hi, Sophia.
Hi guys! Kent State faculty and students gathered outside the Center for Performing Arts today against Senate Bill 1 and promoting a petition calling for its repeal, joining the whole country for the National Day of Action for Higher Education.
It fills me with hope! It fills me with joy to see that people are fighting this! It fills me with hope! It fills me with joy!
The enacted Advanced Ohio Higher Education Act, or Senate Bill 1, has been a topic of debate and protest over the last couple of weeks as it bans diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives in higher education. Now that the bill has been passed and Governor Mike DeWine signed into a law, can community join in against it?
I think more than anything, this event is just part of a broader movement of reclaiming and re-envisioning higher education. We want to amplify that this is not normal. This is not a time of normalcy. We don't want to normalize this moment.
I mean, we're mainly looking to spread awareness, let people know what SB1 is and how it'll affect.
The event started with a sign making as a way to gather students. Then at noon, students and faculty walked to the Victory Bell advocating for higher education. At the bell, people joined in voicing their concerns and sitting for a teach-in that aimed to educate on the impacts and details of the bill.
I am scared that my history will be erased. I am scared that our histories will be erased. I am nervous for the next generation of educators that their jobs will be erased. I am scared for us. Woo!
Together with the walk across campus, the organizers had petitions that could be signed by any Ohio registered voter that aimed the repeal of the bill. The petition was created by the Youngstown State University chapter of the Ohio Education Association, and it needs about 1,000 signatures. The petition remains active, and according to the Kent Higher Ed Coalition, more events will be hosted in support of higher education. For KSTV News, I'm Sophia Lana.
Thank you, Sophia. Implementing Senate Bill 1 will cost the university a reported $1.5 to $2 million. But KSU is also facing budget constraints from capped tuition increases and enrollment declines. President Dykens says the Transformation 2028 plan will help combat the changes. Dykens believes academic courses like Women's and African Studies won't be impacted, but programs outside of the classrooms are not guaranteed.
6 more Kent State students and graduates have lost their visas, bringing the total number to 10. This comes as F1 visa statuses are being terminated by the Student and Exchange Visitor Information System, making it illegal for students to continue studying or working in the United States. This is not just a problem for Kent State, as it has also happened to 4 students at Case Western and 2 at Cleveland State.
Reactions to a Kent State University Instagram post using generative AI is bringing up more questions about how AI and art will impact students pursuing creative careers. Online controversy from Kent State is still brewing from this week's AI trend post of creating a custom action figure. Kent State made university's mascot Flash with generative AI, and over 50 commenters shared their thoughts on the choice, saying students should have been asked to create the content.
Where we have so many creative minds in the building, I feel like that it's just a waste. There are so many, it would be a great opportunity for a group of students or just a student to take advantage of that and pursue it.
The university tells KSTV they are always looking for popular ways to engage with students and are open to feedback for future posts. The director of the School of Visual Communication and Design sees it more as a lesson of how people in his field need to learn how to embrace it.
So I see that more as of a progression of us.
But the conversation about the tech tool are in classrooms too.
As an AI changes, you as students and young professionals, as you enter the workforce, is something that you're going to have to deal with.
It's honestly kind of scary to think about because, I mean, it's cool and it's scary because there's endless possibilities with it, but it also kind of compromises certain points of integrity.
Humanity is still a limitation of artificial intelligence, and at Kent State's visual communication design courses, professors are emphasizing storytelling and relationships to students.
The idea, the story that you want to tell, those things will come from people, maybe opening different doors, right, that you couldn't think of before.
For Kent Stater TV News, I'm Sydney Brown.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Hello there to all the folks at home. Might I say you look stunning this evening. My name is Tyler Schlosser, and I'll be taking over to Ryan with this Thursday's weather report. Now let's jump right into it, shall we? Today we're seeing some nice, comfortable 60-degree weather. Nothing you're going to want to strip down and go to the beach for, but don't worry about those massive jackets or anything crazy. Nice, keep it easy with a bit of clouds, low bit of wind, and fun fact for you tonight, it is a waning gibbous move. Isn't that neat? Going on to our hourly forecast for the rest of the night. Later on tonight, it's going to be pretty boring all the way through, sticking around 55 to 49-degree weather temperatures, where it's going to stay for the rest of the night. Just clouds all the way through, no real chance of precipitation, so you won't have to worry about any rain or snow. And 60 degrees, I'd certainly hope not, but you never know with Ohio, right? And up here, we also have our forecast for tomorrow, sitting at a wonderful 72 degrees, nice and warm, no rain. It's going to be very windy, though, at about 15 miles per hour. And fortunately, that is all I have for you. Remember to savor that spring warmth tomorrow, and I'll be back to you later to give you your extended forecast. I'll see you then.
All right, thank you, Tyler. Now, Sydney. Last night's City Council meeting discussed a proposal for a safety system that would scan license plates in hopes of fighting crime.
Yes, and debates happened over concerns of privacy and broader political implications. Nikki Gajeski now joins us. Nikki, what was the final decision?
Hi, Hayden and Sydney. The council decided to delay the vote for 6 months. Many members felt the public does not know enough about the cameras, so I spoke to a few local officers for explainer. Kent traffic may be seen through a different lens in the fall with the potential installation of flock cameras.
So basically what the flock cameras do is, as vehicles pass by them, they take a series of snapshots of the back of the vehicle to include the license plate and any other distinguishing characteristics on the back of the vehicle.
She proposed the installation of the cameras to Kent City Council to help with cases of stolen cars and missing persons.
Let's say it was somebody broke into a business and they left in a vehicle, and we had a vehicle description. We would be able to enter that vehicle description into a search platform in the Flock system.
Kent won't be alone in Flock usage, as the Stowe Police Department implemented Flock last year.
They provide us with actionable leads and evidence and information that actually leads to results.
Captain Snavely says the camera footage lasts for 30 days, but these devices could have a longer lasting impact on Kent's police department if given approval.
The ability to quickly access information that can help us investigate crimes and specifically serious offenses.
If the council agrees to adopt the proposal, Kent would join the interconnected system featuring other Portage County departments.
If Kent got cameras in their town, it would help Stowe Police Department and Stowe Police Department's cameras would help Kent Police.
Now, Nikki, if the council votes yes, where would these cameras be placed?
Speaking to Shearer, he said that the cameras would be put at entry points and exit points of the city.
And as mentioned, you were at the city council meeting. What were some of those members' thoughts?
A lot of them were worried about visas, the Portage Sheriff, and just how privacy would be affected by this.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Nikki. That was a very important story. All right, well, earlier today, a shooting occurred on a university campus in Florida. What we're learning and the latest updates coming up tonight.
Like nervous, I'm scared for my friends, I'm making sure I'm checking up on them, and I just hope everyone's okay and this gets handled soon.
So earlier today, a shooting occurred on a university campus in Florida. What we're learning and the latest updates coming up tonight.
The Menendez brothers are back in the spotlight. The resentencing hearing updates from today.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. You have to have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Even if they're bad, hundreds and hundreds of them, just to find a good one. Yeah. And then
I've been in this long enough, I feel like I know what I'm doing.
Knowing that you're basically like there and being
with that, but it has a special place in my heart. I grew up watching it so much. Have you guys seen it?
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
A scary situation in Florida today as students were forced to shelter in place after gunfire broke out on campus.
Our correspondent Katie Waggle has the latest updates on the Florida State University shooting. Hi, Katie.
That's right, guys. A shooting in Florida State University shocked the campus community today. As details continue to unfold, students described the scene and shared their feelings. Here's what one of them had to say.
I was completely in shock. I didn't think this could happen at Florida State. I mean, we're a pretty safe campus, but yeah, this is just like unheard of to me. I never have been in a school shooting before, an active shooter. This is like first time for me, and I was honestly in shock. My hands were shaking, just adrenaline kicked in, and I really didn't know what to do. I started tearing up. Just like I was scared to be.
Officials say the shooting happened just after noon near the student union, leaving 2 people dead and 6 injured. Police took into custody a suspect that, according to the Leon County Sheriff, is a 20-year-old son of a current sheriff's deputy. While the investigation continues, authorities encourage students to avoid the Bellamy and HCB classroom buildings as they are considered crime scenes. President Donald Trump has been briefed and gave remarks from the Oval Office.
Fully briefed as to where we are right now. It's a shame. It's a horrible thing. Horrible that things like this take place. And we'll have more to say about it later.
Police say there's no ongoing threat and the university has canceled all classes and events for the rest of the week. This is a developing story, so stick with Kent Stater TV for the latest updates. I'm Katie Waggle.
Thank you, Katie. From Florida to Massachusetts, the Trump administration is continuing to pressure Harvard University to hand over records on enrolled international students. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is threatening to strip the school of its ability to enroll international students. Noem is specifically seeking documentation of any disciplinary action taken against them, including for participating in protests. Harvard says it will not surrender its independence.
Keeping with higher ed, Brown University took out a $300 million loan as it braces for potential federal funding cuts from the Trump administration. The loan holds a 4.86% interest rate and it's set to mature by 2032, according to a regulatory filing. This additional debt comes as the school is facing a $46 million deficit. Brown is one of dozens of universities being investigated by the Trump administration for anti-Semitic discrimination and harassment.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Hello again, everyone. Once again, I'm Tyler Schlosser, and aren't you curious which way the wind's blowing around Ohio? I know I am. So let's take a peek, shall we? We're going to zoom out to all of Ohio here and see everything's just about the same. Isn't that a first for Ohio weather? Keeping around 60 to 65 degrees. Here down in Cincinnati, it's a bit warmer at 68 and 68 in Athens. As we go north, we get down to that lower end of 60 over in Akron. And speaking of Akron, we're going to zoom in to Northeast Ohio specifically. There we are. Love to see it. Over here in Sandusky, my homeland and home of Cedar Point, 55 degrees, a bit chillier as we come over east. It gets a little bit warmer, but not by much in the wider 60-degree field just about everywhere else in Ohio. And so moving on to our extended forecast for the week, you can see that tomorrow we're going to be sitting at a comfortable 78 degrees maximum and partly cloudy weather. But as we go into the weekend, it's going to get a bit more tragic with 83% chances of precipitation, sitting at 67-degree temperatures. And we're not going to get any more rain, but going into Sunday, it is going to get a bit cooler at 59 degrees. As we go further, we've got assorted thunderstorms and then sunny weather throughout the rest of the week, sitting around 70 degrees. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, make sure to keep that umbrella handy for the weekend and keeping you informed ahead of the storm. I'm Tyler Schlosser.
Thanks, Tyler. The Menendez brothers have a shot at eventual freedom from their life in prison without parole. The resentencing hearing started up this afternoon for the high-profile murderers of their parents in 1989. The former LA County DA says the recent documentary helped persuade him to file a motion in support of resentencing. Current DA Nathan Hochman says that he disagrees that the motion, but a judge isn't allowing him to withdraw it. Hochman says the brothers haven't taken full responsibility for the deaths of Jose and Kitty Menendez.
Lorde has fans excited as she announced a new single and a new era in her music career, saying everything is about to change. More on what to expect later.
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Maybe honestly.
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is Chip. And for more than 100 years, American Humane has been protecting animals in times of crisis. And if you're like me, your pet means the world to you, and you want to keep them safe if disaster strikes. American Humane's first responders are always prepared to rescue animals in danger, but you can also help. To learn more about disaster planning and keeping your animals safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Well, for the first time since 2021, the Cleveland Browns have a first-round draft pick, and the Browns are favored to select two-way cornerback Travis Hunter.
After 3 straight drafts without a first-round pick due to the Deshaun Watson trade, Cleveland now has an opportunity to make an early impact in the draft, and the draft starts next Thursday at 8 p.m. in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So we're a little ahead of ourselves.
Now let's ask Anthony Leonardi, are they going to go with the Travis Hunter plan?
Well, guys, this year it's really hard to tell because obviously Deshaun Watson just hasn't worked out. Owner Jimmy Haslam has said that it was a swing and a miss. So some speculate that the Browns might go quarterback. Some have said Abdul Carter from Penn State, and then obviously a lot have said Travis Hunter, who seems to be the favorite. But I still think that the Browns are going to draft Travis Hunter's quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, in this one. But enough with the pros. Let's take things over to Kent State as the Kent State softball team. How about this one, folks? They hosted the Buffalo Bulls for a doubleheader yesterday, and they split this series. The Flashes picked up a win in Game 1 with a final score of 11-4, thus ending their nasty 16-game losing streak. The second game, however, would not be as exciting as they lost 4-7 in that one. The softball team has a record that now sits at 8-32 as they prepare for a doubleheader against NIU on Saturday. And now taking things over to Schoonover Stadium, the Golden Flashes host the Ohio Bobcats for a 3-game series, which will conclude on Saturday. Kent State currently sits at 3rd in the MAC with a 11-4 record in the conference, while Ohio is ranked 9th. With only 4 conference victories on this season. Game 1 started just under 20 minutes ago, and the Kent State Golden Flashes are up 2-0 after a Jake Casey home run. Now we're going to take things over to the Camden Yards. The Baltimore Orioles, they got bases juiced pretty early, bottom of the second. Jackson Holliday, he's only been in the league for a couple of years now, and he's making his impact on this game with a grand slam. Gavin Williams really left that one hanging out there, and this game was pretty much all Orioles, except for the one Guardians standout. Gabriel Arias, he's going to drive this one to center field and give the Guardians their lone home run on this game. But, you know, the Guardians, they didn't play too bad. They actually out-hit the Orioles in this one. The difference in this game was the runners left on base. The Guardians left 8 runners on base in this one. The Orioles only left 2. And you can see here, former Guardian Ramon Laureano, he hits this one out here to drive up that score just a little bit more. And to add insult to injury, Ryan O'Hearn is going to drive this one deep right field. The Orioles are going to take this one 9-1 at home to even up that series at 1-1. The Guardians are back in action for a rubber match at the Camden Yards right after this newscast. Cleveland's ace Tanner Bybee will be taking the bump in this one as he enters this game with a 1-1 record on the season and a 4.4 ERA. Tomoyuki Sagano is going to get the starting nod for the Orioles tonight, and I would anticipate that the Guardians will struggle at the plate in this one because none of them have ever faced him in a game. You can watch the Guardians tonight on Guardians TV. And for the highlight and other sports updates, you can always tune right back here with us at KSTV.
Well, do that. Fans of the music artist Lorde is back from her hiatus since 2021. What we know about the upcoming single.
Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now.
No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more.
So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child.
So let's join hands, book people unite,
Unearth hidden passion.
come on, we'll have a good time.
Seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic.
Change the writing on the wall.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Lorde has officially announced a new single titled What Was That? The single will be released soon as Lorde's first single in 4 years. She teased the song on TikTok, her first video on the platform, and in a voice note to fans that hinted to her return after her last album, Solar Power, released in 2021. She says that everything will change, hinting at a new style of music for her fans to enjoy. Very exciting.
Very. The Marvel's latest installment will hit the box office this July. The Fantastic Four: First Steps is Marvel's first take on the iconic quartet set in 1960s Manhattan. Pedro Pascal is cast as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, and Vanessa Kirby plays Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman. Joseph Quinn is Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, and Yvonne Moss is Barchin portrays Ben Grimm, aka the Thing. The Silver Surfer plays Julia Garner is revealed towards the end of the trailer. It opens in theaters July 25th.
What a stacked cast.
Very stacked cast. This one's new to me.
Me
so
too, I think
I'm
so.
excited to kind of see more of this, but I've been kind of out of the Marvel universe, I feel like, for a bit.
I have too, but I've been mainly focusing more on Coachella and going back to Lorde. She just performed with Charli XCX last weekend at Coachella.
I think that's the best thing about the music festivals is all of the collabs that happen.
Yeah, did you see Lady Gaga's performance?
Cannot wait.
That was
like,
a big deal.
So
and I'm very
cool.
excited for this weekend. It's going to be very fun. Well, thank you so much for joining us on your Thursday evening.
You can see more stories of your community on our website, kentstater.com. I'm Sydney Brown.
And I'm Hayden Cruz. Have a great night, Portage County.
.6% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Hi, I'm Leland Melvin, and I travel to space twice as a NASA astronaut. Space technologies help protect our precious Earth. Space helps us monitor changes in carbon emissions, track the pace of climate change. It even helps us fight natural disasters. Make sure that you get out to your local science museum or go to spaceforall.us to explore and learn about space and science. Space is for all.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use